Stay tuned for scenes from the next Gideon's Crossing here on ABC.
Coming up next from News Center on ABC6.
Millions of people drive on Ohio roads every day, but will a new law give cops one more reason to pull you over? What you should know the next time you get behind the wheel. I'm Bob Hetherington. News Center is next.
Excited about this. You know how easy it is to take your home videos and turn them into movies? Listen to this. You get an iMac, of course, get your digital video camera, hook it up, and start iMovie. They've got effects in there now. You can, make it real fast, or get slow motion, make it dramatic. Or you can take a piece of music, put it under your footage, and all of a sudden, people are laughing, crying. I don't know, whatever you want. I've got cheesy ideas, but you'll do something creative that'll make you want to go, ooh, let's watch that again and again and again and again.
Now at Zales, you'll find exquisite diamond and platinum jewelry. Your choice, only $199. Twinkling lights seem to put everyone in the holiday spirit. At Zales stores nationwide or shop online at zales.com.
This impressive panorama was shot with the miraculous little ELF. The ELF 2, the 2-time zoom camera that's the world's smallest. Have you seen all the ELFs? Only from Canon.
What will I be like a year from now? How much will I grow? How strong will I be in 5 years? In 10 years? Where does my future start? You'd be surprised.
Next Wednesday on an all-new Gideon's Crossing, a miracle drug gives hope.
I'm going to cure this young man.
But only for the chosen.
A lottery. We don't have enough of the drug for more than 4. I promised him. There have been 12 referrals for the 4 slots in the trial. If I don't make it, I'm going to die. 10 years of my own work and I can't even treat my own patient.
Now, live from WSYX TV. This is News Center on ABC6.
A call for these two men to meet face-to-face to try to bring a divided nation together. Good evening, I'm Charlene Brown.
And I'm Bob Hetherington. With each hour comes a new development. First, Al Gore makes a surprising proposal. A statewide hand count of every ballot cast in Florida. And a face-to-face meeting. Would George W. Bush go for it? We found out less than an hour ago. Here's Keith Oppenheim with tonight's big story.
The candidates speak out on the issue of manual recounts, and although they try to strike a civil tone, one has to ask, has anything really changed? There is plenty of legal wrangling going on right now as to whether or not hand recounts should or should not be included in Florida's final election tally. The Florida Secretary of State has just said that she will not accept the manual recounts from 3 counties. But first, let's hear from the candidates as they appeared before the cameras tonight.
This is a time to respect every voter and every vote.
Al Gore offered a deal. He said if manual recounts are allowed to continue in 3 Florida counties, he would not challenge the final tally that includes the hand recounts and overseas ballots.
I am also prepared, if Governor Bush prefers, to include in this recount all the counties in the entire state of Florida. I would also be willing to abide by that result.
Mr. Gore suggested a face-to-face meeting between himself and Governor Bush, not for the purpose of negotiation, but in his words, to improve the tone of our dialogue.
This process must have a point of conclusion.
George W. Bush responded quickly, but stuck to the campaign's position to take the current certified vote that gives him a 300-vote lead in Florida and add to that the overseas ballots. As to Mr. Gore's offer,
unfortunately, what the Vice President proposed is exactly what he's been proposing all along. Continuing with selective hand recounts that are neither fair nor accurate, or compounding the error by extending a flawed process statewide.
All this follows a Florida Supreme Court denial of a motion from the Republican Secretary of State, Katherine Harris, to stop manual recounting. Even so, late Wednesday, Harris exercised her own power, saying that until a court demands otherwise, she will not take the manual counts of 3 Florida counties into the final tally. And now William Daley, who is the chairman of the Gore campaign, has said that the decision from Secretary of State Catherine Heritas was, in his words, rash and precipitous. He says the Gore campaign will challenge that decision in a state court. On Thursday, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta gets into the issue of manual recounting, responding to a Bush campaign action, and all 12 members of that court will be listening to the case. Reporting live in Tallahassee, I'm Keith Oppenheim. Now back to you.
Keith, thank you very much. A journalistic jab, meanwhile, at the candidates has turned into a national problem for some students at North Dakota State University. A student newspaper article suggested the students could run the country better, and it would be better to assassinate the winner. Secret Service agents are investigating.
The nastiness of the Bush-Gore feud does not seem to be spilling over into Ohio politics. Not from what News Center's Dan Fabrizio saw tonight.
The tone of Ohio politics is something a lot of Floridians might envy.
I can't tell you how glad I am to be governor of Ohio as opposed to being Secretary of State of Florida.
Based on what we saw here, you might argue Ohio sports a better brand of politics right now. Here at the Capitol Theater, they honored retiring Ohio House Speaker Joanne Davidson, a Republican, they being Republicans and Democrats. And our Republican governor told me the Bush-Gore controversy needs to end soon.
It needs to be resolved as well in a manner that inspires public confidence in the results, that is fair, that is accurate, and that is accepted by the people of Ohio and people throughout the country.
And here at this tribute for Joanne Davidson, one of the themes we heard was bipartisanship in Ohio between Democrats and Republicans, something a lot of them here believe we're going to need to see in Washington, considering all that's happened. Joanne Davidson, by the way, is an elector. On December 18th, she'll cast one of Ohio's 21 votes in the Electoral College.
I think the questions that they're asking electors about, are they going to change your vote because the popular vote's going? Do you think we should do away with the Electoral College? I wouldn't change my vote, and I don't think any elector in Ohio would change their vote.
Of course, Democrats and Republicans in Ohio are still on different sides, but sometimes they can stand together even when they don't see eye to eye.
Joanne Davidson has been Ohio House Speaker for the past 6 years. She turns over the gavel to Republican Larry Householder.
Columbus Mayor Michael Coleman is cleaning house with his proposed 2001 budget. He's not firing anybody, but he is proposing dramatic changes in the way each department will operate. A coordinated plan outlined by 3 basic premises.
First, managing our resources responsibly. That means tightening our belts. We have to do that. Second, enhancing the efficiency of the...
It's Toy City. No, this is Uncle Leo's. Did you get a load of all the anchovies up there? He just shops at Toy City. Come on.